We are now streaming. Happy Friday, everyone.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I have my friend Kyle Langan visiting us for the first youth developer live. And I'm looking at it right now, so we're really live, Kyle. This is happening.
Well, Patty, thank you so much for having me on this afternoon. Um, we were talking earlier. I know how much care people give to their podcasts and their audiences, and generally they invite people on who they believe will have something good to teach the audience, and so I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, this has been a quite a journey. We are celebrating 4 years of the youth developer, our YouTube channel today. And later on, as a lot of people who are here in YSuperstars, they know that we're gonna have a virtual party that you, of course, and everyone that you know is invited at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And you're right. We want to bring people who are action takers, and
Yep.
we are colleagues in I call it a mastermind, the Unlifted family. I call it a mastermind because we get to be surrounded around people who are truly giving back to their communities in their own spark, in what gives them life. And what I love about you, Kyle, and this is from, I'm pretty sure I told you this, but in one of your calls, you talked about Jersey.
New
And
Jersey, yes, I'm a New Jersey native.
yeah, so if you're from Jersey, if you're watching this live, leave a comment. Let us know where in Jersey you're from. What part of Jersey are you from, Kyle?
Bergen County, North Jersey.
Okay, that's right. That's right. And you started talking about the 9W
Yes,
highway, parkway. What is it? Is it parkway?
that's a good question. I've always just called it 9W.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So,
technically I believe it's a highway because it's next to the Palisades Interstate Parkway, which is meant to be different. They run parallel.
right.
So I believe 9W is a highway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. And I was inspired to going back to the New York, New Jersey state line. Is that the name of the park? The one with the cafe. Goodness, what is the name of it? Am I saying it correctly? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I do, yes. I don't know the name of it. It's been a little while. Been a
You're
little
right.
while.
And did you bike? I mean, you're a biker, right? Because you've been sending me videos on that.
Yeah, so there was a stretch of several years where I was riding a road bike on 9W, which is a very famous bike route for nationwide. It's one of the most prominent ones in the country, from the George Washington Bridge up to West Point, the campus of West Point.
Wow.
So I was training for an Ironman triathlon, and I used that route as my training because there was a big shoulder, and there was no stoplights and lots of places, to stop. There was cafes, Dunkin' Donuts, anywhere I can get some extra carbohydrates or water.
Yeah.
Ton of options for that. So, and then it there's a stop before West Point, Bear Mountain State Park.
Yes. Yes.
So that would be, the turnaround point. Go to Bear Mountain. Um, this is typically an all day affair, 5 6 hour ride, and yeah, it was an incredible experience, and something is so interesting that you're asking about up front here because I often have memories or visions that will pop up in the middle of the day
Hmm.
of me doing this, and I always am whenever I see that I've learned the meaning of it, which is to always appreciate the journey.
Hmm.
Because when I was doing that, it was really a journey, and it's a reminder to appreciate that for everyone. Um, if you're driving from New York to LA and you're not taking and you're focused on LA the whole time, you miss the Rockies,
Mm.
and
Yellowstone.
that's yeah, and that's life. As long
Mhm.
as you're action and you believe in yourself, in what you're doing, you're going to be going from New York to LA, and you don't want to miss the Rockies. You want to see them. You want to
Mhm.
see everything along the way. Complaining that you're not there yet, that you're not where you want to be, so long as you're taking action and you believe, is, like a kid in the back seat saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" You know, you want to enjoy the ride,
Yeah,
truly.
I love that. And what inspired you to do the triathlon? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, my uncle
Hmm.
did one in 2003. It was something I just marveled at, the people who did this and just the community and the excitement around the events. It was truly like hard to explain. So much support, and the really you get a free mantra at the end that
Hmm.
I'm an Iron Man.
Hmm.
And it's not free. You pay for it. Um, but that mantra was so attractive, and seeing somebody that was my own family really be able to do this was something inspiring to me, and that was the spark.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, family members would definitely inspire that in us. I did a bicycle marathon. I'm not sure if
Yep.
I'm saying it correctly, in Peru when I was young. So, and my dad and I actually did too. And yeah, those are the memories that will stay with me forever. Our common friend Jeffrey, who will be coming to the youth development very soon. I tell him, I love the memories that you're creating with your daughter, and how you bring her to our mastermind meetings, and how she's all over your Instagram.
Yeah.
And she will never forget those times. So yes, so an uncle, so a family member inspired you. That's something that at the youth developer is that we believe that the best form, Kyle, of any kind of youth development is by us, the adults, living to our spark. And so you must have seen your uncle, right, loving this, that perhaps had inspired you to do the same.
Yeah, what's it's so interesting.
Hmm.
I saw him achieving at a high level, and I was at the time a very results driven person, and that's why I offer this caveat up front today about enjoying the journey, because
Hmm.
it can be hard. It can be hard because we place such a premium on results in our world. And I did this from a platform of wanting a result, and at the time, didn't enjoy the journey as much as I could have. And for me, I look back on it as a tremendous learning, and it's serving me, well in so many other areas right now. Um, Knowing that struggle is leading to something good, and if you can recognize that as it's happening, then it's really not struggle. It's really freedom and enjoyment. So
Yeah, an experience. Mm-hmm.
yeah, experience.
Mm-hmm.
Experience is struggle and freedom and enjoyment all together, and it's a question of where you're putting your attention on those things. So in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, in
Mm.
say the 12th century, purpose was very high,
Mm-hmm.
and comfort was very low in terms of a right. So you would become a blacksmith when you were 5 years old, and you had that was so purposeful for you. That was going to be your craft. You were going to follow someone for years, and understand and learn how to do it. And you were going to make the weapons for the army, and you were going to make the cooking supplies for the whole village. And this was, you took tremendous pride and purpose in this.
Yeah.
On the flip side, it was so cold at night you could die in your sleep, and you would sleep on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the opposite. It's a complete opposite. We have a supercomputer in our hands with the totality of human knowledge on it. And, you know, for the most part, certainly there's poverty in the world. For the most part, we're not concerned with the food chain
Mm-hmm.
in our day to day. And those purposes can be low.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that me and my coaching and my program, the Career Accelerator, really seeks to solve for people. And that was something that I realized I was seeking by doing the Ironman. And what I offer people through my coaching is the right platform to pursue that purpose from.
Hmm. Love that. I mean, since you brought up your program, this is why we're meeting too. This is the contribution to this channel because they're giving people different choices, or I'm not sure if choices is the right word, but sharing from our own experiences and the platforms that we're creating by our strength, right?
Yeah.
And right now, that's what you're doing with Career Accelerator. It gives people an opportunity to look around, because we're in high school. Most people in high school think that there are only a few careers: doctor, lawyer, nurse, teacher, and it seems like you only have about two handfuls of choices, and that's far from the truth. Because we are truly made uniquely, from very special, unique strength that God gives to us, right? So you started off talking about a journey, and
Yes.
you talked about the purpose and comfort, and now that being flipped. Is that the right word that I'm thinking here?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how is it exactly that you help folks to create this platform that you're speaking of, to search for the platform in their career so they could accelerate? And may I share something I shared with you earlier with our audience?
Sure.
The video game, Jimmy told me that it's the Mario Kart game. It's the one with the arrow. And
Okay.
I played it last week, Kyle. We went to my niece's birthday and my nephew's playing, and Jimmy goes, "Honey, this is the game. This is the game that you were talking about." So you should have seen me playing with my nephew. And there's definitely a thrill when you hit those arrows that help you accelerate, go faster. And it's thrilling. It is a ride of your life. So I wanted to tell you that. I actually played it on Tuesday, December 15th.
Very specific. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because it's memorable to
Great.
me.
And a great compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
So your question, sorry.
Yeah. So your question, just tell us a little bit more how you go about helping folks with your program with the Career Accelerator. Because you mentioned about helping people find their platform.
Yeah. For me, it's about three things. First, identifying what it is you do want and putting all of your attention into the outcomes you want, into the career you want, the life you want, the affirmative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting away from what you don't want and into what you do want. That's one. Two is creating a belief and affirmation behind that want. And three is action. And
Nice.
that's what I call alignment. So the
Nice.
three things really, put together are alignment.
Hmm.
When you have belief, and you have affirmation, and you have action, and this is focused on what you do want. That's what you've got. And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about how in every clinical trial for every new drug, there's a placebo.
Mm-hmm.
And that this is included, yes, to test the efficacy of the new drug, and to also monitor the placebo effect. And that people will literally take a sugar pill, and as they're doing it, they're telling themselves, I'm going to have better health.
Yep.
And 8 weeks later, they do a brain scan or blood work, and they actually do have better health, even though nothing changed the alignment of belief
Yep.
and action and affirmation. I believe I'm going to have better health. I believe this pill, doing this thing, is going to help me get that better health. And now I'm going to do the thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is take the pill. And the reason that this is such an important thing for me to shed light on, and why Dr. Dispenza's work really stuck out to me, was something he said: science unites and belief and religion and politics divide, right? If this is the way your
Mm.
viewpoint, this is your
Mm-hmm.
belief, that divides
Exactly.
people. But
Mm-hmm.
science brings people together. And so
Yes.
really the ideas that are being implemented in my programs are very practical and have scientific backing that they work.
I love that. Oh goodness. No, it's so true because science, it's about also answering it's putting the questions out there so we can find the answers together, right? And every time
Yes.
we get it wrong for a scientist, we love it because
Yep.
we're gonna get to learn again. We're gonna gain experience and we're gonna try it again. Oh, I love that. That's a great analogy with the Science Unites. I am loving the title of that. This might be the title of this call.
Fantastic. And that was I got that direct from Dr. Joe. It really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so full credit to him.
Got it. And we'll give
I
him the
hope he's
credit.
watching.
We will do what it takes to tag and put it out there to his community.
Yes.
I love that. It's funny as you were mentioning about your 3 points of affirmation, belief, and action. You mentioned the alignment.
Yep.
And you work for cars.com, correct?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of cars, I love to give the analogy that alignment equals velocity. Because if your two tires are not
Yep.
aligned, you're going to go in a very slow pace. But if they're aligned, you're taking off.
Yep. Yes. And that's fantastic. I'm processing that because that's really good.
Take it.
When you need to have your tires aligned, right, in your vehicle, because your car won't go as fast without them being aligned. So totally agree.
Yeah.
Time is just the space between us and where we're going. And alignment can shrink that. And when you start to recognize that, you become incredibly comfortable with who you are and with your life, and comfortable and happy because you know that you're closing the gap between where you are and where you want to be.
Wow.
And you don't know when you're going to get there. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And you're both going to get there, and you're going to get there as fast as you can.
Yeah, that is very cool. We're like bouncing analogies back and forth in here, and I'm loving this. We one thing that I would like to talk also with is I'm not sure if it's okay with you, but we have been assigned by our, I don't know what you call Mark. I know Fiona and I call him our teacher. What do you call Mark?
Mark's a mentor, a friend, and a coach for me.
Yes.
In no particular order, altogether.
Yeah.
This is Mark England we're referencing,
Yes.
founder of Procabulary. He's a friend, mentor, and a coach for me.
Okay, cool. I'm seeing that you do a lot of the 3 points. And I'm loving that. You had affirmation, belief, action. He's your what did you say? Oops.
Mentor, friend, and coach.
I love it. I used to have Patty's 3 Ps for my staff. You have to be persistent, passionate, and professional.
Yep.
We're geeking out here. So what I was going to say about Mark is that talking about sales, because sales is part, I mean, I'm not sure if sales is actually part of your program, but the way I see sales to me is communication. And
yes.
as a youth developer, that's what I do. I communicate with not just the youth, I communicate in this channel. I sell my husband pretty much daily.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, is that something you talk about in your program, or what are your thoughts on sales? Because I know a lot of people sort of shy away and they're like, no.
Well, an affirmation is selling yourself on something.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's important to sell yourself on something before you can sell someone else on it. So
yes,
this goes for job interviews.
Mm-hmm.
This goes for asking for a raise or a promotion. The ability to ask for things is a skill that is sales, right? And shout out to Jeffrey Gitomer. Nothing happens until a sale is
Yes.
made.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Yes, nothing happens till a sale is made, and he's right. He's right because people, um, how often do you hear in sports, "Oh, the team is bought in. They're bought into the philosophy."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
when you have buy-in from people, that's
exactly.
when you've
Exactly.
got something going on. So
Exactly.
sales as a trade involves money, and money is a form of energy because it's got currency, and currency has current, right? Like electricity or um, a river, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
And
right.
another form of energy is attention. But when you're concentrating really hard on something, I mean, you do a hit workout, 4 minutes is like a lifetime. You're putting all your attention into generating this power in that short period of time. And so attention is just as valuable a resource as money. More valuable than that.
Mm,
Tenfold.
yeah.
So buy-in means you've got someone's attention.
Yep. I love that. And that goes for everybody. And also buy-in, we use that a lot in the nonprofit world. You got to get the buy-in of your staff. You got to get the buy-in of your
Yes.
stakeholders. You got to get buy-in from parents. So that's so true. Thanks for sharing that. That is absolutely something very key. I love that, Kyle. And how can people get to know more about your program? And if you could talk a little bit more about your program, what does that entail? Where do they go? What do you do? How long is it?
I share a ton of content on social media, particularly Instagram. LinkedIn is also a very important platform for me, for sharing different ideas.
Okay.
So you want to learn more about my philosophy, those are two places to go. The Career Accelerator Pro.com is, can see, my content itself. And then what I've got on offer there on the site is a 60-day online course, online mentorship designed to help you land a raise at your job. So the
Nice.
program is designed to help people make more money, and it's 60 days long. What we go over in that time are what I call hacks. So there's hacks for getting what you want. There's hacks for navigating challenging situations. I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Mm,
So if you can't make an ask for basic things to get what you want in the workplace, you won't be able to make that bigger ask to earn more money. And
yeah.
so there's a whole communication aspect. Again, I call them hacks, um,
Hmm.
affirmations, and then, of course, teaching people to take action that's in alignment with themselves and with their company and their beliefs so that you
Hmm.
can set this all up and really set the stage for yourself to drive advancement.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned that with the whole affirmation and sales to sell yourself first,
Correct.
which is very much aligned to our channel in the youth developer because it's about putting the mask on us first and then our children. So I love that you mentioned that, and we had Mike Bledsoe also who talks about the personal responsibility that aligns with this message, right? Like taking care of us, making
Mhm.
sure that we are careful about the stories that we keep between these lovely 2 years
Yes.
as well. Yeah. And Kyle is also a Unlifted life coach as myself. I know, but your title is career coach, and that's how we're going to keep you.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
The philosophy of Unlifted heavily influences the Unlifted coaching system, the Unlifted coaching program heavily
Yes.
influences my program
Yes.
because I believe people can often define what's possible for their future based on what's already happened in the past. And we all know that's ridiculous. So when you state it outright like that, when you just state it for what it is, of course, the future has infinite possibilities.
Hmm.
When people are planning for what's possible in the future, they root it in what's happened in the past. So really, I believe the Unlifted coaching system at its core is a way to get people future oriented versus
Mm,
past oriented.
yeah.
And that yes, that heavily influences my program.
Yeah, I love saying that too about the future, and then magical translations or mystical translations, allowing them in the now as well, right? So it's
Yep.
the now and the future instead of being stuck in the past. So it's really breaking through old patterns. So I love that you're a coach who believes in the work of vocabulary and Unlifted. So again, shout out to Mark, to Adam Chin, and just all the connections that all the hmm, friends that we have who that we're aligned with just this simple message of putting that mask on us first, like taking care of what's between our ears. So I appreciate that. Kyle, I it's
Yes.
thank you. This conversation, and I love the fact that we're live again. This is our first, my personal first live here that we're about to post on the YouTube channel. So, is there anything else you wanted to share, or any other ways besides Instagram? So, you said people could get in touch with you through Instagram, through LinkedIn, as well as the link that I have right. I guess it will be below. No, up here in Facebook and below in YouTube. Any other places? I think I covered that, right? Instagram.
Yeah, for me, those are my spots to share content and where you can learn more about my philosophy.
Okay, awesome. Well, Kyle, I appreciate your time. I know we did a recording earlier for my younger audience about
Indeed.
entrepreneurship and technology. So I appreciate your time. Thank you again for visiting us all the way from, where are you again? Is it Charlotte? No,
Columbia, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yes. I know Jeffrey is in Charlotte, so I'm coming out for you, Jeffrey. I cannot wait to
Yep.
meet you.
Jeffrey Gittimer. Yep.
Yes. Yes. Awesome.
So is
All right.
Brandon Powell.
Wait, get out.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I told, I don't know who I told. Kayla. Shout out to Kayla. Our stories in motion. We'll tag her somewhere in here. I was like, February. I'm going to Charlotte. So I'm calling it. I'm writing it down. Charlotte. Yes. And
It's
I
a
have
great
friends in
city.
there. Yeah, and it's so clean,
It
beautiful.
is
I love
very
it.
clean.
It
Allow me to
is.
get that in there before we're offline. Charlotte is really clean.
It is incredibly clean, and that's my friend told me about it. She recently moved there about a year ago, and Jimmy and I are like, oh yeah, that's cute. We got there, and it's like, wow, she wasn't kidding.
Oh, you can eat off the ground.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And she told me about a few pizza places, one pizza place for a New Yorker to say, no. Okay, Jersey boy. Are you saying that because Jersey has the best pizza?
Yes.
Well, I think Staten Island has the best pizza. Write it down in the comments, guys. What do you think? Jersey pizza, New York pizza? Was it Charlotte? Well, no, let's leave Charlotte out. I think
Oh,
Jeffrey
please.
will agree because Jeffrey's from Jersey. Did you know that?
He looks like it.
He's from Jersey. I finished the book Sales Monster, and he's a Jersey boy. So I more things in common because I love Jersey. Staten Island, Kyle really should have been part of Jersey. I don't understand why it's part of New York City. But yeah, Jimmy and I are in Jersey. Maybe. Well, he works in Jersey, Jimmy. So we're in Jersey all the time. I love Jersey. Jersey is it's very dear to my heart.
It's dear to mine as well.
Awesome. Kyle, thank you again from the bottom of my
Yes.
heart.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, we'll see you guys next time. If you're loving these live interviews, leave a comment below and we'll see you next Friday. Bye, Kyle.
Bye.
Bye.